Junior bowlers, family and friends from El Cajon, California, welcome to Parkway Bowl for the title matches of today's Junior Bowlers Tour tournaments. Both divisions at once today. We're going to begin in the handicap division. Our first look on the webcast at Tanner Long, and that's a nice way to debut with 10 in the pit. He's going up against Vincent Jouet, who he's owned this tournament so much, I believe he's pwned. Led all but one round today, qualified first at plus 289. Lefty using a plastic ball all day long today on this house lane condition. He started and finished throwing this pink plastic ball you're about to see go down the lane. Pretty interesting story there. Entered a 159, just beat his games, beat that average 7 out of 8 games, but the game he didn't was a 119. So he had one flaw and everything else has been tremendous, and he's been doing a lot of that. Scratch division, here he is again. Who's that? Your recent winner up in Laughlin, looking for his 29th career JBT title. It's Kyle King. Going up against another familiar face in our webcast these days, Red Hot James Hawkins, who's made a whole bunch of top fives and only has one win this season to show for it. Up at Suncoast a couple months ago, so
he had a nice 801 today.
Yes, still a JBT rarity, shooting an 800 series. James opened the day with 801. We'll have to check into that. We'll have to get the media department on that.
Oh, wow.
Now we're on the same pair. Kyle won the semifinal match on this pair, but it's been a couple grind-out games on this pair. He beat Cameron Smith 190 to 180.
That ball was blazing that one.
In the semifinals. And then get this, Cameron won the round 2, 160 to 147 over NorCal's Ronnie Vegeta. At the 9-pin, we've talked about this a lot on our webcast recently. When the lane conditions start out kind of walled up like they did early today, when they finally burn out, there's not really a lot of place for the bowlers to go. You'll end up with a little bit of either hang or early hook rollout to the right, and they've already chewed up all the oil to the left. The only adjustments you could make are, are with ball speed, ball choice, or playing a rather extreme angle. James might have been doing all three of those right there. The two-hander is throwing the ball fast. I don't know how you throw that ball that fast two-handed.
He's hugging it.
One thing James has done in the past year a lot through no action of him is grown. And as he's gotten taller, he's been able to add ball speed to his already pretty scary two-handed delivery, and it's paying off. Lana correctly pointing out that we have nearly a scratch match in handicap. Vincent's getting 2 more, so... Hold. Oh, wow. Whoa, look at that plastic ball strike there. A cheetah-esque strike as the plastic ball goes out to the one board. Doesn't overreact because it's plastic and holds pocket, and wow, that was impressive. Long goes through the face in his second frame and leaves.
Everyone's going to have problems on that lane today. Everyone.
Josh Shoup was doing well in the step ladder prior to the semifinal match. He beat Jeremy Davis in round 1 and Dan Hansen in round 2. Before Long stopped him 205 to 189 in the handicap semis to reach his first title match. Vincent's made a number of top fives, but it's his brother Theron who has the lone JBT title in the family, so he's looking to make it a brother daily double on the season. They practice literally every single day, they tell me, down at Mira Mesa. Pays off. That's how you get good in the handicap division.
That was a good shot.
Nice looking shot from King there. That's one of the weaker balls in his arsenal. He's been fiddling with that. He used the tail end of Laughlin last week, and has used it as they start to dry it out this week. He got a 5 count with that ball yesterday, and nerve-wracker, but we ain't going to talk about that right now.
He's throwing 16 pounds now. He's hitting a lot more 9-pins.
This just in from the Ken McElvaney CBS Sports Wire. They gave U of A a bid. I don't know how that happened. And I don't know how that Brooklyn happened either, but they'll shrug it off and take it.
See some, baby. Shout out to Preston right there.
Where's Preston been not showing up for lately? Lazy. Yeah.
He has an expensive habit.
Moving right along, we'll talk about Hawkins qualified first today. He led every single round of the tournament. That's pretty hard to do. That's 8 rounds. Opened with 278, 223 up after 5, and 401 up after 8. House pattern versus yesterday's USBC national pattern makes all the difference in the world. Wow.
Man, can throw that thing anywhere.
I actually love his ball choice because he hit literally the one board last time and went flush strike. He threw that ball over about 13 at the arrows and it held pocket the whole way and only left a 6-pin. But really on torched lanes, that's not a bad move at all by Vincent. I'm surprised he started the day with it. But right now, it looks like not a bad idea. A lot of rotation on that ball. Side rolls it right into the 6. Nice turnout today in the eastern suburbs of San Diego. 78 bowlers started today's event in this 68-lane monster bowling center. Long high again, leaves a 310. We talk about this a lot too as the lanes dry out and the nerves go up. This is Tanner's first title match. High hits are pretty common. See how quickly he is up compared to the scratch bowlers too. However, very nice job on the 310. I think they should have kept the old numbering, the new lanes. This would be like lane R and W. Well, it'll be 0, -1, -2. Kyle Strike working can tie up the match. We can double up here in the third frame. Standing left of the gutter, about 5th.
Putting it down.
Wow. About 4th or 5th there at the arrows. The ball checks up at about 19 feet. Gets the runaway Brooklyn to go. Sometimes when we have our sport shot tournaments, we see higher scoring step ladders because it literally takes them that long to carve out a hole in the pattern.
Yeah.
This time the opposite is what used to be there is clearly no longer there. James is going to just chuck this ball down the lane. And it has no chance of holding either.
They're flying.
I am surprised, you know, they've got to think about dialing down the equipment even more than this.
Holy, well, I can't say the last name.
Tostitos.
Well, it's like,
James one-handed at the 3-6. Any oil left out there, Mr. King?
no. But what's weird about 5 is that it's got a hook spot inside of 10. So like you have to try and move past it and then get to the hook spot that's at 8. And that's really hard to do when you're crossing it backwards. But you're Kyle King, you can do anything.
He's done it right 28 times in his career, looking for another one here. They don't dial it down even more, I really am.
Again, he has the occasional final.
Yeah, we already talked about his unfortunate 5 count. Jared Flores, 20 minutes ago,